Hey traders, this is Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with Tuesday's market wrap up. So tonight's video is a little bit delayed tonight. Apologize for that, but quick look at the indices. S&P finished right around the lows of the session and has sold off a little bit more post-market. The reason for that is oil, which we'll get to in a second. One thing I just wanted to bring to your attention, taking a look at market breadth today, very consistent all day today. Market breadth open down, stay down. So I look at market breadth to really tell me if I should be staying with the trend or if I should be looking for opportunities the other ways. That really helps me trade the indices. I trade a little bit of diamonds today, DIA. I thought they were had a little bit chance to roll over a little bit more. They steadily went down all day today. The main mover, so we'll get to oil. Let me just bring up, excuse me, an S&P chart. What I'm seeing on the S&P longer term chart, which everybody likes to look at levels in S&P. So, we kind of stalled out here now a couple times. This was last Thursday, I believe. Monday, we try to break above value. This is the value area on the daily chart. 1934 is what I see in S&P futures. We're having difficulty climb above that right now. So, we didn't completely take out Monday's candle. So there is still some hope for the bulls. However, I just do think that this is going to start rolling over again. I don't know exactly when. I don't know if that's tomorrow, but it looks like we're starting to turn the corner. So can't really tell too much because we did not take out the lows of yesterday. So until that happens, and this is what I've been saying in these videos, I'm staying a little bit more nimble. Positions light in terms of overall indices, not really holding on to too much overnight. What I am long is gold. I own a call spread in gold. Gold seems to want to go higher here, consolidating here a bit after this big move went too far too fast, but now it seems like it's hanging in there. We've also seen some silver buying in calls between yesterday, Monday, and today. Here was today's order in silver. Not anything really large, but just steady buying. 2,000 contracts here, 1,000 here, another 2,000 there. So we are seeing that going across the tape. So kind of how GLD started. So I did take a position. Something that I may, excuse me, scale into is SLV. It's the silver ETF. I'm also long GDX. GDX looking really nice here. If you look at a longer term chart, which I'm not going to go too much into depth about, but looks like it's got a little bit more room to run. So that's looking nice. A lot of these defensive trades, besides gold, all kind of looking the same. So I am kind of positioned more into that defensive camp. That's where I've seen the money go, is into things like utilities, into things like gold. Gold, GLD has actually seen more inflows than any other ETF year to date. I believe it's up to now somewhere around $3-4 billion. Sorry, I don't have it in front of me, but a lot of money has been pouring into gold the last couple of weeks. That's continuing up until yesterday. Here's what I saw yesterday. This is sorted over here in this particular column, the one-day change. If you look, I think I talked about this pre-market as well, but another $438 million added over 5 days. You're looking at close to $2 billion being added just in the last 5 days in IAU GLD. What is IAU? It's the same exact thing as gold, just owned by a different fund manager. This is iShares versus State Street. A couple other names I find interesting. What is the telecom ETF? IYZ, a level to keep in. So again, all defensive names, all defensive areas of the market I'm really looking at right now. 28, you can actually don't have to own all of these things because it seems like they're, besides IYZ, but if you look at the chart of XLU, look at the chart of TLT, a little bit different, but excuse me, but a little bit of a similar feel to them. What else happened today? FANG stocks were down pretty heavily. I think a lot of them, first bar, depending on which FANG stock you looked at. We actually saw this, was going over this earlier, sell signal at 9:25 in the morning right here, and that carried through. Great signal, great sell signal throughout the day. Apple got punished as well. steady move down all day long, depending on, I don't think it really mattered too much where you got into a particular short in Apple today. Here is your sell signal again in Apple, right around 925. So you are catching these signals. That's why I watch some of these things pre-market. It will pick up on volume, and you can see sometimes market makers do start their orders a little bit earlier. And then we didn't look at oil yet. I promised we would look at oil. API numbers showing, excuse me, a big build. Ooh, come on, Thinkorswim. There we go. Big builds. So in addition to the move down that we saw in oil all day, the 430 numbers showing the API numbers showing a big build. So of course you get the Department of Energy weekly numbers out tomorrow as well. But you know, this going from 3180 down to 3137. Something to keep an eye on. They've been talking about this one on a lot of financial news, but you can look at the volatility pickup in the OVX. This is the volatility of oil. This is where we were about a week ago when we hit this low. So still at heightened levels, came off the highs, but still kind of in here. So you know, this kind of gives you a little bit of a gauge, saying that we're not really, haven't formed a bottom yet. My guess is that we hang around the high 20s, low 30s for a while, kind of form a base, but you know, maybe there's a little bit more volatility to go, as this is not showing that it's really backed off. 64 is still a really high level. If you go to the weekly chart, you can see very high levels in oil volatility. What also caught my attention this morning, I thought that we would go lower. If you look at what the VIX did today, the VIX actually got under $20. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit more. Let's see right here. Here's where Tuesday starts. And the VIX got under 20 yesterday, only to get back up to about 21, not quite 21, but here was the move that I saw this morning as the VIX was crawling up here, and you know, was well bid all day long. Couple other things to watch. Another thing that was indication today, bonds started the day lower. The 30-year bond, where is the open? Yeah, right around here, started the day lower and just continued to grind higher. So a lot of these things finished on their highs. So, you know, if you go back to the S&P chart, you know, still, you know, not completely clear if we're going to roll over yet. But however, a lot of those defensive areas such as gold, bonds, they closed on the highs, and oil closed on the low. So that doesn't bode well, I think, for tomorrow. Let's see what the overnight markets have. What do we have in terms of economics tomorrow? I looked, no major data out in China overnight. But we do have some more home data out. New home sales come out at 10 o'clock in the morning. We also have the weekly mortgage applications. So I always like when the numbers come out after the open. It gives you a little bit of a chance to kind of trade these numbers. We had consumer confidence that was much lower than expected. That also didn't help the indices. That was a pretty negative reading, 92 versus an expectation of 97. That missed by a whole 5 points. So that certainly did not help. It took a little while. You had a chance to kind of play this. The initial reaction was the market really didn't do anything. And then once it kind of digest how bad this number was, then we also went lower. A couple other single stocks after hours for solar. Got a little, excuse me, a little bit of a bid after close was halted for a little while. CAR, no weekly options in this one. I was actually trying to get into a position and never got filled, so a little frustrating. Going from $29.99 down to 26. What else? A couple other names. DWA, DreamWorks did well today. After the close, Etsy up to $8.60. So nice pop for Etsy. The big name today in earnings was Home Depot. Home Depot, you know, looked like they had great numbers. Bottom line, top line, as well as I believe they increased their dividend as well. But you know, in a bad tape, really had a difficult time. This is what it did pre-market. As soon as we opened, went lower and kind of hung out and consolidated around here. So Lowe's is also tomorrow morning, so something to kind of watch there. But you know, if the market goes down, maybe start to watch Home Depot. It may continue to go down if the market is weak, but could be an interesting area to get into, a name that has certainly had great earnings. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the Tuesday wrap up. I will see you tomorrow morning, and have a great night.